I'm here to show you my one and only Filofax from 1996, crafted by a German leather fashion house called Braun Buffel, which I believe translates to Brown Buffalo in English. That's a logo there. It is also a play on the name of the founder, Johann Braun, who founded the leather company and the leather brand in Germany in the 1800s, I believe. There is a clip about it. I will put that clip down below. So, welcome to Stationery September, onto my bookshelf where I talk stationery all of September. If you are here to follow the progression of how some stationery systems and products have been working for me in order to decide for yourself which systems or products can work for you, I will touch base midway around March or April, and then I will touch base again at the end of the stationery cycle around August or September. For the rest of you, I will be back to my normal content and programming after this. If you are here looking to find older Hobonichi editions, I will soon liquidate my collection on Instagram. Please stay tuned for the name of the Instagram account. I will do so next year. I will list next year, but I'll announce the name this year. So going back to this Filofax, this has been with me since 96, and in the course of those years, I moved from Jakarta back to New Zealand, and then to Singapore, and then to New York, and then to Switzerland. And these has been bouncing all over the world. I had to leave this behind when I moved to New York and to Switzerland with my then fiance, and to pursue my master's degree, because it is just too bulky. So that stayed in New Zealand. Somehow this ended up in Singapore at some point, and then now it's back in New Zealand. So you can see the humidity and the change of climate have not been kind to it. The gold, whatever they use for that hardware, is disintegrating as we speak, as you can see there, in the form of this rather metallic dust there. Initially, I was horrified and alarmed to think that that might be wooden remnants of bora, but it looks metallic. It's not very obvious now, but when I pick it up, you can see that it looks kind of metallic, and so it is disintegrating. The leather has also been ravaged by what I think is fungus because of the humidity of Indonesia. And if you are somebody who know how to clean this up and rejuvenate this leather, please comment down below. Let me know links, products, where I can get them. I usually prefer natural products for my leathers, but I think this particular finishing, this luxurious finishing, usually can take a lot more chemical products than, say, something like this, which is raw vegetable tanned leather, which I prefer these days because they wear out much nicer with the oil from your hands, with some scratches and oxidation and patinaing to darker and darker. If you Google images of old leather with really mature patina, you know what I mean. And I suspect a lot of dyed leather, such as this one here, is potentially, I'm not sure, I'm just speculating here, but potentially leather dye is to mimic patina, I suppose. I don't know, but you can imagine something like this developing into something like that, but in a natural way, and they do look a lot more three-dimensional than leather that's been dyed this way. So going back to this Filofax, I initially was going to show you the content, but it has served as a time capsule for my personal life within the period of late 1990s to early 2000s. So there's too many sensitive, personal, private information. They're probably not sensitive, but they're quite private, and I just can't secure them all. So you'll have to imagine what's in there, as you can see there. It contains old business cards, including my own from that time. It includes notes. It includes actual planners to organize my time for that year, which of course you can take out and then put new leaves in for the following year. There are notes on old family recipes that I was going to coordinate into its own thing. I've never quite managed to. There are notes about family trees that I was researching in 97. There are old address newsletter, old books of my friends at universities that who I used to send Christmas cards every year without fail to. And then eventually I stopped as everyone resorted to Facebook to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Birthdays. As I moved to New York for my master's, and as I followed my then fiance to Switzerland for his 1 year work at the time, this has proven to be quite bulky, too bulky, and so this was left behind. And so as you can see here, it's really well made. I have not maintained it at all, and it held up really, really well. I've never wanted a Filofax before, or probably I have, but never found one that I like until I saw this, and I've never wanted a Filofax after, because this is so beautiful to me. This is just, I just don't think anyone else have ever managed to compete with this one. But also largely because Filofax as a system no longer works for me. So just want to show you at the back. So again, if you know how to clean this and rejuvenate this, just to give it a bit of TLC, please let me know down below what I can do or what I should or should not do. So the edge is a bit worn, but it held up really, really well. I don't know if Braun Buffel is still producing these Filofax. You can see there's the alphabet tabs there. And if they do, I don't know what their quality is, but this is from 96. I remember the year distinctly because in 97 I moved back to New Zealand, and 96 was when I left Indonesia, and I think this is when I stopped at the mall, which pleasantly is still there, to dash into Braun Buffel's boutique and grab this and dash out and rush to the airport flew to New Zealand at the time. So yeah, so that is Braun Buffel.